be judgmental on them. But for Bear, positive reinforcement is what we want to use most. If Bear sees a turkey watcher, like he did Tuesday,
yeah,
there's a turkey watcher in the middle of the road eating a squirrel. And Bear saw it, and Bear, of course, kind of was interested in it. So basically, I had Tom, keep his chair moving, make Bear's leash tighten. So basically, we kind of made him uncomfortable so he could, move to Tom and loosen the leash. And I kind of gave him some collar corrections, like, no, leave it. So sometimes you do use some corrections. But the thing about positive reinforcement versus positive punishment is positive reinforcement is rewarding to the dog, and it influences future behavior. So if Bear does something good, and say Tom calls Bear and Bear comes, and reward him, that behavior of coming is going to happen more in the future because Bear remembered he got rewarded for that. Good things happen. So Tom works on using a lot of positive reinforcement with Bear so that in the future Bear does these behaviors more and more and more. Positive punishment, however, is rewarding to the human. Unfortunately, it is. And the reason it's rewarding to the human is if you give the dog a good correction and the dog stops doing what it stops doing immediately, not just making it better in the future. Sometimes it does make it better in the future, sometimes the dog keeps doing it. Because the issue with that training is that if you correct the dog but you never tell them what else to do and tell them what to do right, then you don't have very good training and you're losing your relationship with the dog. So basically with retrieving, and we're going to do an example of retrieving after body talks, and you'll see Bear work on retrieving. He may have a little trouble, but he's going to work hard because he knows he wants to do it for Tom. It's a relationship thing, and it's a history of reward for Bear. We make sure that Bear gets paid for his work and gets petting and love for his work. So basically, if a lot of people who teach retrieving using punishing methods, the problem is you put the things down there, you tell the dog to take it or to get it. Dog doesn't. They walk up to the dog, they squeeze their ear or do something, corrective, and the dog picks it up. Now, okay, what's the problem with doing that? Well, here, Tom can't do that. So when you're training someone with a disability, they can't get out of the chair and correct the dog for not retrieving. You have to teach the dog to do things and want to do things. You can't teach the dog they're doing things because you get corrected. So basically that's why we use these methods with Tom, because they really work and develop a great relationship, and the dog wants to work for him, and that's what we want. So after retrieving, I bet you all can figure out the importance of retrieving for Bear. Tom drops something like his phone. My gosh, what if Tom's home alone and he needs to make an emergency call? He picks up the phone and drops it. So retrieving stuff is really important, that Bear can pick up stuff for Tom. So after 2 years of hard work, Tom and Bear are graduating. And the interesting thing about graduation is I have experience with some guide dog organizations and one service dog organization. The one guide dog organization up in Morristown, New Jersey, Sinai, does not do graduations. And I don't enjoy that. I've been to graduations with Guiding Eyes for the Blind. I've been to graduations with Canine Partners for Life. And I think graduations are so important. I mean, everyone cries. People tell their stories. It's a great thing. So the reason CNI doesn't do graduation is because they feel that it's not an end. They feel like if you did a graduation, you say, hey, the dog's trained, it's an end. It's not an end. So they don't want to do a graduation. However, the organizations that do graduations, Guiding Eyes for the Blind, Canine Partners for Life, they believe it's both an end and a new beginning. It's basically, once you get a service dog or a guide dog trained, it's continual training. You don't just say, dog graduated, okay, we're done. The dog's like really smart now and it can read traffic lights. By the way, guide dogs can't read traffic lights. They don't look at the signals. They listen for their owners to say forward. The owners listen to the traffic. So the dog has no idea what the lights mean. So basically, but the general public thinks that once dogs are graduated, they're not superhuman. They're super dogdom, and they know everything. And they don't. And it takes teamwork consistently. And you know, guide dogs and humans teams have trouble with electric cars because the cars are so quiet, because they can't hear them. And that's a continuing thing. So basically, it's graduation for Tom is an end of some training and also the beginning of relationship and continuous training. So basically, I would like to congratulate Tom and Bear on their graduation and their new beginning as a service dog team. And